Hey guys, welcome back. I'm doing a special theme haul today to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So all the books I'm going to show today have got a theme to them, and you may have guessed it, a green theme. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first books I'm going to show is The Savage Dragon from Image Comics. This is the first Savage Dragon issue, number one from the miniseries by Erik Larsen. Really cool. Then we got Savage Dragon number one that started the ongoing series. Just, really badass with got a machine gun. Been through some action. Savage Dragon number two versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Really cool. And Megaton number three. This is the first appearance of the Savage Dragon. This was from somewhere in the mid '80s, I believe. The story behind this book and how I came about it was at the place I worked at. Someone had left an entire long box of comics in the parking lot, and they brought them inside and they kept them for a while to see if anybody came back to retrieve their books, and of course no one did. And so they took it back to our break room area and was selling the books for our local charity for 50 cents a piece. And this was this was during my sabbatical from comics, so I kind of went through there and I was just looking through them. I didn't have any plans on buying any. And I seen this and I was like, are you kidding me? This is the first appearance of the Savage Dragon. I was like, this is in that box. So, of course, 50 cents later, I got his first appearance. So, it's really awesome. Now, let's do some DC Green. And the first one we'll do is Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles limited series. Number one. Number two. Number three. Really neat there with the reflection of Batman and the Turtles in Shredder's helmet. Number four. Number five. This is where Shredder unleashed Arkham Asylum onto Gotham. And you've got lots of green here on the cover. You've got the Mad Hatter. That looks like the Creeper. Poison Ivy. The Joker and the Riddler. Look at Killer Croc in the background there too. And number six. Aquaman number 31, in the grip of Swamp Thing. Aquaman versus Swamp Thing. The Flash number 52. This is the last issue of the Flash New 52 book at number 52. And this is really underwhelming last few issues of the Flash. And he was doing battle with the Riddler. Which was kind of neat to see him, a Batman villain taking on the Flash. I was fine with that, but just the story just wasn't that great. Alright, on to more green. You can't have a green theme haul without having Green Arrow. And this was from his first book, his first miniseries also. And this is number one. Number two with Vertigo, and he's also clad in green. Number three. And the final issue, number four. But that's not all for Green Arrow. We've got Green Arrow number 0, the first appearance of Connor Hawke. And from Green Arrow's first ongoing series, Green Arrow #1, February 1988, by Mike Grell. And let's go to the series that started with Kevin Smith. I don't have the #1, but here's a cool cover of #15. And Green Lantern Arrow with his old buddy there, the Green Lantern. And that's not Hal Jordan, but still pretty cool. And from New 52, Green Arrow, #18, the first appearance of Komodo, written by Jeff Lemire, and art is done by Andrea Sorrentino. They are the current team on Old Man Logan, and loved this run of Green Arrow New 52. Loved it. And Green Arrow #38. There's his buddy Hal Jordan on the cover. A couple more Green Arrow books. Green Arrow Rebirth #1. There's his main squeeze, Black Canary. And from Rebirth, Green Arrow #1. Now, let's do some Green Lantern. Green Lantern #201. This is the first appearance of the Green Lantern Corps. Also the first appearance of Kilowog, and probably some other characters at first appearance. It says the Green Lantern Corps, but this is still considered a Green Lantern series. I don't know for how long that goes. Collector's item, premiere issue. And it started with 201. Green Lantern #1 from 1990. It's Hal with his gray look there on the sides. His Reed Richards style. Green Lantern #48, Emerald Twilight Part 1. I believe this started the run for Kyle Rayner taking over as Green Lantern, and basically Hal Jordan losing his mind pretty much, I guess, with the whole Parallax deal. Awesome iconic cover here with Green Lantern and all the rings. #49, Emerald Twilight Part 2. And #50, Emerald Twilight Part 3. This is the first appearance of Parallax, and Kyle Rayner becomes the Green Lantern in this issue. And the all-new Green Lantern, it all begins here, #51. If this was the day and age now, this would have started over with a #1. But it continued on at 51. Let's do some more Green Lantern. This book I've had since I was a child. Picked it up off a rack in a grocery store. Green Lantern Emerald Dawn #1. Really, really bad shape, but, you know, what do you expect when you've had one since you were, 10 years old? Green Lantern Corps #38. This is a homage cover to the Green Lantern issue with the first appearance of John Stewart, and this is a Flash 75 anniversary variant, and he just kind of shows up. I guess he's showing up through all the past historical covers. Green Lantern #25 by during the Jeff Johns run. This is the final supersized finale, so I'm guessing this is the final issue, and it was the first appearance of Atrocitus and Larfleeze in this issue. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps Rebirth #1. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps #1 from Rebirth. And what about the new Green Lanterns? Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. Well, Justice League #30. It's the first appearance of Jessica Cruz. I'm also seeing other books. I think a Green Lantern book's supposed to be her first appearance, but It's kind of baffles me that there's multiple first appearances. You truly only appear one time for the first time. So, anyways, this is the one I'm saying is the first appearance. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. But Jessica Cruz's first appearance in Justice League number 30 during the Forever Evil storyline. And no question here, first appearance of Simon Baz, Green Lantern number 0 from New 52. And the Green Lanterns together, first appearance, Green Lanterns number 1 Rebirth. And Green Lanterns number 1 from the Rebirth. Alright, that's it for the DC. Let's move on to some Marvel books. This book came out a couple years ago from the Secret Wars story. Hank Johnson, Agent of Hydra. This is a fun book. Just a one-shot, just about the goings-on of a everyday normal Joe that happens to work for Hydra. Really neat book. And also, just like you can't do green without Green Arrow and Green Lantern, you can't do green in the Marvel Comics without the Incredible Hulk. And this really bad cover here with the Hulk and Cable. Cable number 34 during the Onslaught story. Love this cover. And kind of just a neat little interaction there with Cable and Hulk. Not something you see every day. Now let's do some Incredible Hulk books. This is the oldest Incredible Hulk book I have. It's Incredible Hulk 187. Just 6 issues away from, ahead of Incredible Hulk 181 that one day I will have. Just Hulk versus, I don't know who this guy is. Some weird character. Book's not in great shape, but I got it really cheap, so it's fine. Incredible Hulk number 234. The first appearance of Quasar. Is his first appearance in this book, or is it in the Captain America book? Well, since I have this one, I'm going to say it's in this book. It's one that also, maybe it's... I don't know that he's actually Quasar in this, or just Wendell Vaughn, but his first appearance. Incredible Hulk 317. Just like that X Factor book that has Angel with him crossed out, then you got the Hulk here crossed out. I love this right here in the corner. This reminds me of the Incredible Hulk cartoon from the early 80s that was around with the Amazing Spider-Man, or Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That just totally reminds me of that and brings me back to when I was 5. The funny story about that is one year it had snowed and ice so much. We had missed so much school, and this was when I was in kindergarten. We had missed so much school that they were making us, we had to make up a day on a Saturday. And that was, this is crazy. I live in Tennessee, so it doesn't snow and ice a lot. But it was really bad that year. I think it was 1985, 84, 85. And so we had to go to school on Saturday. I was so upset. Because back, if you're my age or older, back then the only way you saw cartoons was on Saturday mornings. And then, sometimes after school. And I didn't have cable TV. So what I saw was, what come on the, ABC, NBC, and those channels, the local channels. I was so aggravated and distraught because I couldn't see my Incredible Hulk cartoon. And what was really cool was that the teacher knew that none of us wanted to be there on Saturday. So she just let the TV play with cartoons that morning. So I still got to see some Incredible Hulk that morning. Incredible Hulk 372. This is right before he goes back green. He's still gray, and I think he's Bruce Banner's really going through some things. 376. Hey, it's the Incredible Hulk versus the Incredible Hulk. And 377, the new Incredible Hulk, which is when Bruce Banner had the new Hulk body that was green, and he was also intelligent. It was just like, I don't even think he turned back into Bruce Banner. He was just always the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk versus the Abomination. 383. Incredible Hulk number 393. This is an homage to the very first Hulk number 1 from 1962. Special 30th anniversary issue. And to go along with another 90s special, cover, let's look at the 400th issue, The Incredible Hulk, and it's got these it's a cool prism cover, and it's the Hulk versus the Leader, Ghost of the Past, Part 404. And let's do an Incredible Hulk number 1 from Jason Aaron and Mark Silvestri. Very cool cover. And I got this whole run, and I didn't care for it that much. It was okay. Bruce Banner was his own person. Like, the Hulk and Bruce were split. So it was, and Hulk was trying to kill Bruce, and I think Bruce was trying to kill the Hulk. And just, it wasn't, I love Jason Aaron's work, but I just didn't care for this very much. Well, let's about getting ready to wrap up St. Patrick's Day. And let's show off the cousin of Bruce Banner. The Sensational She-Hulk, number 1. Okay, now this is your second chance. If you don't buy my book this time, I'm going to come to your house and rip up all your X-Men. And she's actually holding, I believe this is John Byrne, and she's holding a Savage She-Hulk, number 1. And this was one of those kind of wink-wink titles that was going on in the 90s. And 89 actually is when this started. Sensational She-Hulk number 50. One of those 1990s covers here with the green kind of foil cover. And for the last book, The Savage She-Hulk number 1. This is the first appearance of She-Hulk and her first ever issue in comics. 1979, 1980. Actually, this was 1980. It says not a great copy. It's had some water damage, but would you like to know how much I paid for this? $2 Went to an antique store and was flipping through some boxes and books and pulled this sucker out. It was the only one left, and I got to end up getting a ton of Savage She-Hulk books really cheap, and this one I had a $2 sticker on it, so I'll take a water damaged She-Hulk number 1 from 1980 for $2 anytime if you want to sell one. And that is it for the St. Patrick's Day themed haul, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, guys.